Yay. Welcome, 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 Miracle Makers. I am so excited for you to be here. Today, we are going to jump into a journey of your miraculous health through the benefits of this incredible time-tested experience. What do I mean by time-tested? You are being called to a new experience. This experience of water fasting, or this practice that will allow you to hear so clearly the breakthroughs that are necessary for your life and for extending your life. Today, we have the miraculous co-founder of Miracle Makers Academy and the health and wellness expert, Greg Larson. He is helping. God, I can't wait for you to hear all of the things that his clients are sharing about what it's like to work with someone on a journey to learn what their body is capable of. Greg Larson has been coaching me since 2003 when I first met him in Nashville. He has been, wow, generating for our children. He's been a coach for the baseball team, football teams, soccer teams, all of Jazzy, our son and our daughter work, and he is now fully immersing himself into being in service. He's got extensive training from Coach for Life, Eckhart Tolle's work, Deepak Chopra's work, and now he's lost 50 pounds and is so passionate about making sure that you get the results that you're here to get, but through your body. You only get one of those. Yay. Greg, what did I leave out about you?
Uh, that sounded great. Thank you for that introduction. I'm still figuring out Zoom here. I don't know. It says speaker, but I'm speaking right now and I don't see myself popping up. So I'll come over this way. But yeah, know what? It is I went on a journey of weight loss, terrific, fantastic, and I'm getting into kind of the God or the body that God gave me is what's coming to me right now. There's a body that God gave me. It was in my, my imprint, how I should, how I should flow, how I should look, how I should feel, all of that. And not to say that other time periods didn't have challenges, but I would say in our modern world, it is so easy to get away from the body that God designed for you. I call it my blissful body, thus the name of my program, the Blissful Body Weight Loss Program. But ultimately, that's the goal, is to rediscover or re-embody your blissful body, the body that God designed for you. And when I was 50 pounds heavier, all I had to do is look in the mirror and be like, wow, that's not the body that God designed for me. And then feeling inside myself the in a meditation, it's easy to feel the discomfort of my body from carrying the extra weight, and what I was doing through eating all kinds of crazy food and eating, just overloading my system with food, and at the time with alcohol, that got me up to that point. And so there's many things to do on the journey of health, but one of the things that I've discovered, which is so important, is fasting. And I've been fasting since actually college. That's when I first started doing fasting with college. And even though I didn't have a weight issue back then, I was very trim. For me, fasting was an opportunity to get closer to God through my body, in my meditation, in my prayers. And, all major, probably all religious or all spiritual organizations or traditions, they all have fasting as part of it. And fasting was always an opportunity for those who were looking to hear God's truth for them, that experience. because when you're
That
eating food,
experience.
yeah, the body's so busy when you're eating food, tackling the food, trying to digest the food, trying to store away the excess calories, trying to burn fat if possible, if not, then burning sugar. It's just like we're chronically overloading our system with food. And I think it makes it more challenging to hear the voice of God within, hear your truth within in this fed state.
In this fed state. Oh my gosh. So in this 1 hour Zoom live,
Yeah.
we're going to discuss the benefits of water fasting. We're going to have questions and answers. We're going to have mini readings. And this process of becoming completely aware of your body, listening deeply for what can show up as resistance. So amazing that in all the years, for me, I went to medical school in India. In the very beginning of that journey, we took the Hippocratic Oath. And in that Hippocratic Oath was all of the experiences that are designed to help you be able to hear your own body. Let me say that another way. Hippocrates was considered the father of modern medicine, traveled the whole world, including Egypt and India. And this is a statement by him: water heals everything. And wow, and taking that Hippocratic Oath and walking this journey since 1995 in the medical field, training in that. I know when Greg is a medicine man, when he taught his first experience at the Bodhi tree, a woman, she might have been about 90. I think she told me she was 90. And she said, in my 90 years of existing, I've always wanted to be still and know. And then Greg did his guided meditation at this beautiful store in Los Angeles known throughout the world, the Bodhi tree. And she said, that's the first time I was still and I knew God, knew that source. And so this, gosh, as you are trying on the ideas, you're going to discover the remarkable benefits of water fasting for your blissful body. You're going to get in here a transmission that only Greg can give you, because as research shows, as Dr. Lisa Rankin's work shows, someone has to have the frequency. They've got to have the energy that you're seeking in order to deliver it to you. That 90-year-old woman knew Greg had stillness. And the journeys that he'd taken in India in the water fasting, he knew be still and know God, know source. Lisa Rankin's work, this incredible doctor, great on Sounds True, reiterated someone has got to have the wellness or the health or the prosperity or whatever that gem is that you are seeking now, that truth that you are seeking now, that pearl. Greg's got that. And then we also have this, wow, you are here not just for a physical journey, truly, you're here for the spiritual growth that only you can bring forward to the planet. No one else can do what you do. No one else could do what Hippocrates did. He brought a scientific process to medicine that we are continuing to learn from. No one can do what Greg can do. He's here doing that work, that service. How is God calling him to serve? No one can do what you're here to do. And wow. So, Greg, I'd love for you to talk about what comes next for you and then we'll jump into the different components that we are to talk about today in water fasting.
Will do, yes. And the one thing I want to share with folks from the call tonight is that this evening stems from like an introduction to a 3-day water fast that Sarah and I are both doing starting tomorrow. So it kind of came up last minute as we were putting this together, but we just wanted to start this journey. And since we were going to do it, we just wanted to invite our Miracle Maker community to join with us if possible. And so for anybody, I know it's last minute and you have to think about it, but for anybody who wants to go through this, starting tomorrow, we're going to do a water fast so it'd be Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And each day at 9 a.m., we're going to go live on Zoom like this to share more information about fasting, to share more information about cleansing and getting your body back to the way God designed it so you can hear that voice of God within, that voice of truth within. And so for those who need support with that, because it's not an easy thing to do, and like I said earlier, Sarah and I have each been fasting for many, many years. We did like a 10-day master cleanse fast a couple years ago and led people through that. But so we're just making this available for everyone else. So if you need support to go through those 3 days, we'll be here to do that. But if you're not ready to jump into a water fast, just before we got in the call, I was thinking, you know what, if you're not ready to do the water fast, but you want to take the challenge of these next 3 days, what else can you fast from over the next 3 days within this challenge? It's human beings, a few powerful ways that human beings grow is through austerity and challenge. What can you take away? What can you fast from in your life, whether it be alcohol or it could be, social media, it could be TV. There's all kinds of things. And just ask this question right now. What is keeping me from being more deeply connected to myself? How am I distracting myself within the external world? And how can I fast from that for the next 3 days and focus on tuning within? Because my plan is to replace my meals over the next 3 days with meditation. And so I'm going to be amping up my level of meditation. Even though I meditate every morning, I'm going to do it at lunch and at dinner. And I'm going to substitute my meals with meditation, because on day 3, when my body's been cleansed on Sunday, I'm going to spend that day really listening to the voice of truth, that voice of God within me. And what is it that God is trying to share with me that I'm not able to hear because I'm busy distracting myself with social media, with food, with reading articles online, all the things that I do personally to distract myself. So I'm not only going to be on a water fast, I'm going to be as much as possible clearing away those things that are distracting me from hearing that guidance. Because it was through listening to that guidance the last couple of years that led me to all these different things that I've used on my journey, not only to lose 50 pounds, but to maintain keeping that off for the last year and a few months. And so, as you may have heard, like 93 to 97% of people fail with their diet to keep the weight off. They might lose some weight, but they fail to keep it off. That's how tough it is to diet, lose weight, and keep it off. And so I've been able to do that because I'm tuning into how do I need to make changes in my life, looking at the food landscape, looking at the landscape of our modern lives with all the stress and all the distractions. How can I navigate that in a way where I maintain my autonomy so I can live my life at an ideal weight, and a weight that allows me to have the energy I need to give and to love and to, be in the community, show up in a powerful way for all the people in my life, my family, my kids, my clients, the people in our community, all those things, and still maintain my autonomy and a sense of freedom deep within that comes from being released from not only 50 pounds of weight, but 50 pounds of emotion, 50 pounds of psychic garbage, 50 pounds of, cellular damage. And so that's what I found at the end of that journey. And it is that freedom that we're all looking for. There's a deep sense of freedom that comes from I have autonomy. I am in control of myself to a degree that I can maintain, a sense of being lean and fit.
Lean and fit. And so, Greg, what was that question that you asked earlier? It's so beautiful because I really want to point it out, and I want to do a little guided meditation right here so that each person is able to answer that.
I don't know. I said a lot to it. I don't know if I remember what the question was. Was it something specific around some topic or?
So what, I love this. Let's see if we can discover if there's any resistance to the spiritual growth that is being offered at this time.
Yes. What is it you
So
need to fast from? What is it
what
that you
is it
need?
that
Yeah.
you need to fast from?
Yes.
And so that I want to hit upon a couple of the points that you talked about. One of the points that's really, really important is Greg and I both dedicate our life to service. And we, jumping into this water fast, thought, how can we be more and more in service to our community and to how we're being called to serve? And so that is why you've been invited. And so we're so grateful to stand on the shoulders, for me, of all the teachers that I've learned from over the years, from medical school to all of the years of traditional Chinese medicine, all of the complementary medicines, all of the ways in which becoming a reverend of all faiths, for me, all of the near-death experiences. Wow. When you have any of those near-death experiences or challenges, or you have so much grace in your life, you look for more ways to serve and be of service to the community. So, Greg, I want to thank you for inviting me to do the water fast. And thank you for building all of this for the community to come in and be able to explore what is it that you need to fast from. And so we're going to jump into a guided meditation so that you know if you're in the northern hemisphere what your spring cleaning is. If you're in the southern hemisphere, right, what seeds to collect this fall, to really take that harvest and that bounty and to really discover, wow, for yourself, if you're able to, if you're in a car or operating heavy machinery, do not do this 5-minute guided meditation with us. Wait, watch it on the replay. If you're able to let yourself step in and have a breakthrough, you can do this process with your eyes open or with your eyes closed. There is no right way or wrong way to do this. You are going to ask your body, right? What is it that is required of you to fast from? Your body never lies to you. Your body is so intelligent. It is sending you signals, and it is just waiting for you to listen to it with all of your heart, with all of your mind, with your soul connected. So let's begin. Take in a deep breath in through your nose. Cooler air coming in, warmed air going out. Again, there is no right way or wrong way to do this. This is you listening and trusting your own body for the breakthrough, for you to know for yourself. Go ahead, as you're breathing in cooler air, relax your face. Allow your throat, your neck, your shoulders, your arms. Wow. Your body loves breathing with you. Wow, your awareness into your chest, into your lungs expanding with every breath, cooler air coming in, warmer air going out. No right way or wrong way to do this, just paying attention. Watch your energy move now down through your back. Feel it into your belly. Wow, your body loves attention. If any part of you is crossed, if any parts of you are overlapping, go ahead and open that energy up. Feel your energy, feel your breath moving through your back, through your belly, into your hips, down through your legs, into your knees and calves and ankles and feet. Wow. As you're feeling your body connected to the floor, to the ground, to the earth beneath you. Feel your body, feel your energy extend through gravity, through love to the earth below you. Earth has got you. There is a force, a love within you, a power within you that has registered everywhere that you have been on earth. And earth has registered in it everywhere that you have been. Feel the energy of the earth coming up from the center, up through the layers, up through your feet. As it's coming up, earth is cleansing you, gravity, love, everything into your feet, where you're able to hear and feel anything that your body wants to communicate with you. Wow, as you sleep and rest in the next few days, your body will make you aware even more. Coming up through your feet, into your ankles, into your calves. Every time you see the number 1, you are one with your body. You are one with the earth. You are one with trusting yourself. You know how to do this. Breathing in, move up to your knees. Every time you see the number 1, you are one with all that is. 2, you are flexible. You know that there is dark and light. You know that there is black and white. You know that every light has its shadow and every shadow has light on it. You are okay with duality, 2 sides to every story. Breathing in, into your legs, into your thighs. Every time you see the number 3, you know you are part mind, part body, and part soul, spirit connected, one with the earth, 2 sides of every story, 3, a wholeness to you, coming up through your legs into your hips. Wow, feeling the earth, feeling your body, feeling the number 4. It's easy and effortless for you to communicate. You can hear your body. You can trust your body. You hear it more and more every time you rest, every time you see the number 4, you hear the oneness, the, wow, 2 sides, the connection, heart, mind, spirit, soul, communicated. 5 up to your belly. Every time you see the number 5, you're able to experience love. You're able to experience change. You're able to communicate that your body is changing. Your body is communicating with you. Your body connected to all that you are, the all aspects of you. Moving up 2 and right above your belly 6, you are at balance. Every time you see the number 6, you balance yourself, you balance your body. Wow. Moving up to your chest, you feel the number 7. 7 is synergy. 6 is balance. 5 is love. 4 is communication. 3, wow, so beautiful to hear from all of you. 2, so many sides, 2 sides at least to every story of the oneness that you are. Up through your heart, you feel the number 8. Every time the number 8 comes into your field, you see it, you feel your heart. You feel connected to the infinite love, the infinite abundance, the infinite stillness, your infinite heart. Your heart makes you safe. Your heart extends your life. Your heart hears the synergy, the balance, the love, the change, the communication going up into your throat and into your face. You feel the number 9. Wow, you're able to complete everything, able to complete all the tasks, all the joy, all the journey, what you're here to do. 9 is for completion. We'll soon be completing this guided meditation. And you feel the number 10, you feel the 0 of the 10, 0-point stillness. You let yourself open your eyes and you feel the numbers, you feel the energy, you feel the wholeness. 1, 0, 0. Still, energy is you. You can trust your body. 1, you are one with all that is. 2, in every story. 3, wow, all of you connected. 4, communicating this connection. 5, love and change. 6, feeling that balance. 7, synergy. 8, infinite heart. Your heart has sent out communication for you to keep every appointment for your greatest good. You're easily able to complete, and you are so affected. Every time you see 10 or 0, you can bring that 0-point energy, stillness within you. And so it is.
Thank you so much for that, Dr. Sarah. Thank you. Thank you.
You're so welcome. And so diving in, we're going to talk next about detoxification. We're going to talk about weight loss. We're going to talk about this part that your body does. It eats the parts, your body eats itself, the parts it does not need. When you go into stillness, when you go into fasting, when you go into knowing what to let go, your body will eat, wow, the pain of the past, the trauma that is no longer needed. It will let go generously because your body loves you so much. It is the greatest gift that has been given to you. And we're going to talk about mental clarity. And most of all, we're going to talk about letting go of resistance. Wow, you can let go of any energy that has been resistant in your body. And this will result in, right, a medical intuitive knows when you are resisting and how cortisol acts to hold, how stress hormones act to hold weight so you will feel protected. How does your hormones do that? How do the proteins in your body? They use insulin. And so we're going to talk about these very specific things along with why they exist in the energy world to wake your body up so that you will realize what you're here to do. There's nothing that you cannot do once you get into the right energy field, the right stillness, the right frequency, and listening for yourself. Greg, anything you want to add to that?
Well, just for the sake of time, we're going to be talking about these core things that you can benefit from by water fasting. And as Sarah mentioned earlier, this has been used, Hippocrates used it. This has been used for thousands of years, not only for health, but also for, tuning in deeply to, your God, or, your creator, whatever you want to call that. So both of those, but the one I really want to, talk about, because this is becoming more and more well known, which is insulin resistance. And you mentioned earlier, insulin sensitivity. These are like medical terms for how your body is dealing with insulin. And insulin is the key, it is an essential hormone, but ultimately, because of our modern diet, it's the key kind of I want I want to use like a negative term, but I don't really want to use it because it's essential. You have to insulin is essential for pulling when you're eating carbs and sugar, you're elevating your blood sugar, and it's essential to remove that sugar from your bloodstream. Otherwise, you could, face serious health consequences. This is why people with type 1 diabetes have to take insulin to remove that blood sugar from their system. And unfortunately, in our modern diet, we're eating so much. We're kind of overloading our system with through eating carbohydrates and sugars, and we get fat because insulin is removing that from our bloodstream and storing it as long-term fat storage. And when you do that long enough, for decades, for most people, you get to a point where the cells cannot take it any longer. The cells of your body can no longer take insulin, feeding your cells with the energy it needs, but because they've grown to their point where they can't grow any larger, your fat cells, they become insulin resistant. So right now, if you're overweight, most likely you're at some stage of insulin resistance, which means at the cellular level, your body is resisting life. It can no longer handle life coming at it. And so
No,
go.
keep going.
Well, just to step back a little bit, where we are, life is a very complicated experience these days with everything in our modern world that we have to deal with. And it takes a lot of focus and energy and grit and determination. And yet it's so easy to resist taking the steps we need to take to address all of this, that we we are in that state of resistance. And in that state of resistance, stress goes up. So you're elevating your stress hormone, cortisol, which again blocks the release of stored body fat. So there's all these complications that come from resisting fully stepping into your life. And because we are now facing this experience of on the cellular level resisting the energy of life that we need, but we're so full we can't handle it anymore, that we're internally on the cellular level, we're shutting down. And so not only is that making you fatter and is the reason for your weight today, insulin is the key hormone in that whole picture. because of its overstimulation for so many years and decades, even, your body finally says enough, and it's resisting the energy it needs to function properly. And this is very important when it comes to the brain. This is why people experience brain fog and dementia and Alzheimer's. All of those are a reflection of insulin resistance in the brain. And so no one wants to be stuck. No one wants to be in a state of resistance to the flow of life. Life is flow. And if you are resisting the flow of life coming through you, it is going to not feel good. You're going to be agitated. You're going to be uncomfortable. You're going to be looking for something to soothe yourself with. But until you address this physical and energetic resistance, you're going to keep experiencing that challenge.
So this is so beautiful because I want to bring in a couple of beautiful quotes that help so much. And it helps me so much. For me, during pregnancy, I gained 80 pounds with our second child, Tyler, because I was nursing. And it was, even though I knew all of the stuff cognitively, I knew all of the experiences, there was an energy that was upon me that until I addressed that, and this quote really, really helped me. Deepak Chopra's, in the midst of movement and chaos, keep stillness inside you. And this is one of the benefits that we're going to be talking about every morning at 9 a.m. We're going to jump on and we're going to help you go through and keep stillness inside of you. This part of you are energy. Everything about you is energy. And gosh, are you magnificent and beautiful. Over After this coronavirus, right? During coronavirus and through the lockdown, Greg and I, the whole community, served so much. And at one point, I got burnt out and I locked myself away in my home and started getting myself away from people for a little while because I was so overwhelmed by the beauty and wanting to help everyone. Once I met someone and saw and experienced all of their angels and all of their love and all of what is behind them, right? Their grandparents, their great grandparents, all of this incredible love. I wanted to help everyone. And I also felt so sad that I was so limited in the way that I could help. And during that period, I locked myself away and started, there was so much movement and service and so much chaos that I went back to stillness. And this thing that we're doing for the next 3 days is to help instill the stillness within you. If you have been resistant because of overwork, or you've been resisting because, oh my gosh, I had 5 great friendships lost, at least in COVID, and all of this overwhelm. Greg and I both, in our individual ways, went back to our own stillness. We made new agreements and we're now back in service so beautifully. And we want you to have that stillness inside of you. And that was, beautiful Deepak Chopra. What is any protein? What is any transmitter? What is any communication that happens in your body? It's either getting you more powerfully into rebuilding yourself, or it is awakening communication within you so that you can do it in this body, this body that you have, the relationships that you're here to have, the self-love that you're here to exude, the gratitude and the healing and the secrets that you hold, that can only be expressed through you with your words, with your action, with your stillness. Greg, I'd love for you to take it from here.
Well, that's it right there. Ultimately, there is you are a force of goodwill on this planet. That's how God designed you. That's how you were designed by the universe, to be a force of goodwill. And so, and at the same time, through trauma, through different experiences in life, that can be muted or shut down. And so it is, and now it's we're in this space of like, let's begin to rediscover again that flow within us that is exuding goodwill through us, being active in the community, helping our neighbors, being in leadership roles that make the world around us a better place. And because of this trauma, because of the way we can now soothe ourselves with food, we are muting that. We are resisting the call that comes from within to be a greater expression of God's goodwill and love in the world. That's what you're really resisting. And if on the physical level, if there is the cells of your body are resisting, there's other forces that are piled on top of that. It's not just an emotional, but it's a physical resistance. So what water fasting can do is it can be a first step in lowering insulin. The most important thing you can do is lower insulin so your body can begin reversing this condition of insulin resistance, which will allow you to naturally shed weight, which will allow you through dedication and focus and grit to get back to the body that God designed for you, so you can be an expression of goodwill and love in the world.
Goodwill and love in the world. So, Greg, thank you for, I've heard what your clients are saying about you and the new program, the health program that you've designed. And Wayne Dyer's quote comes up as feeling this, change the way you look at things, and the things you look at change. Not only is the weight dropping from your clients, not only, but all areas of their life, the way that they're looking at things is changing. And over the next 3 days, we're going to talk about Greg's program as well. He's got 7 spots left for the introduction part. And then that we're so excited about. We'll talk about that. Over the next 3 days, you do not have to be water fasting to join us. Again, just know and make a commitment to let go of something.
Yes.
And that's one of my favorite quotes by Deepak Chopra is that letting go. It's such a beautiful thing the way that you behave, the way that you eat can influence your life by 30 to 50 years. And so whether you're going to let go of a thinking process during the next 3 days, you might have a repetitive thought that you're thinking. And so you make this commitment and promise to yourself, be here now, every time instead of being in that anxiety or being in the fear, to be here now. You can, if there are, old relationships and old patterns, or even cleaning up your home, that could be letting go and purging the stuff in your home. That could be the gift that you give yourself in this keeping stillness activated in your body. If you are a hoarder, you might want to consider, wow, the stillness that I'm going to bring in, if I don't need it now, I'm going to put it in a box and put it on the corner with a sign that says free or list it somewhere. There are so many things that you can let go of. If you are an overspender, you might choose to do 100% savings for the next 3 days and join us at 9 in the morning, California time, to allow yourself to find that group energy, that group stillness, and to really be responsible in an active way for something that you can measure. Greg's coaching program, Greg measures weight. And in that weight, when weight is lost, wow, the energy expands. When you measure something, you can manage it. And so measuring yourself, letting go of something that you make choose, please send us an email or write on the contact page. Are you water fasting with us? Or are you gratefully giving up something else? And we're so happy to support you during the next 3 days as we're building this superpower, this super service, this, oh my gosh, we're so excited to be with you on this journey of breakthroughs, of letting go of resistance, of, if you choose to, water fasting. Oh my gosh. And most of all, waking your body up to the book of secrets that are within you, the book of joy, happiness, prosperity, what that powerful you, gosh, that can happen, yes, in 3 days of committed, intentional work with the group. Greg, could you share a little bit about what your clients are saying about working with you?
Well, the whole journey involves, addressing the physical. That's definitely what you're eating, movement, but also it involves emotional eating and food addiction. And the emotional eating is so important to address because we've built up habits over time. When we feel a certain way, when we feel bad, we eat food, we feel better. And this is what was imprinted upon us as an infant. When you were an infant, when you felt bad, you let mommy know you weren't feeling good by crying. Mommy gave you bottle and breast, and you felt better. And so we have this long-standing imprint to soothe ourselves, to make ourselves feel better with food. The problem is in today's world where there's such an abundance of food and food that isn't always optimal for our health or is optimal for gaining weight, we tend to soothe ourselves with sugary, fatty, salty combination foods, which spike our dopamine response, similar to how drugs spike our dopamine response. And so we become addicted to these comfort foods. And so the journey that I take the clients on is also looking at these addictions we have and how they're tied to this very primal, emotional, I feel bad, I eat these foods, I feel better, and beginning to unwind themselves from that. And, as you do that, as you begin unwinding yourself, then deeper kind of, I want to say past traumas become to your mind, but we're looking at them in a different way, or they come up almost organically as you go through the journey of shedding weight. A separate journey happens, which is the traumas come up and we're able to look at them and release them, which accelerates the physical release of weight. So, yeah.
The physical release of weight. That's so great. We've got a few minutes and I want to make
Yeah.
sure so what we covered here today, we covered so beautifully this, what over the next 3 days, we are getting together 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time in order to help you let go of something and bring in stillness. Greg Larson and I are uh, doing a water fast. And for those that are doctor approved, they have their doctor's approval and want to join us. We're so happy to join you in supporting you 9 a.m. Every day for those 3 days as we ourselves are fasting. We are going to be talking about in those mornings, your body, what's happening, and more processes to support you on this spiritual journey of letting go of resistance, spring cleaning, waking your body up for the next level of service to you and to the community that you love. And then we also talked very specifically about Greg's journey in fasting since he was in college and how many breakthroughs that has brought to him, to the community. We talked about and did a guided meditation for you to be able to hear your body. Please drink a lot of water over the next few days as consciously and subconsciously this meditation went in so that you can trust yourself, trust your body, trust the stillness that is communicating with you from within all the time. And then we wrapped up with what Greg's clients share about him. He is so passionate, so on point with making sure you've got the body that you want for this journey that you're on.
Well, and
And
the God, that body, the body that God designed for you is within you, under all of that emotion, under all of that, those enlarged fat cells, all of that stuff that's piled on top is keeping the expression of the body that God gave to you from being fully expressed.
beautiful,
Yeah.
fully expressed.
Yeah.
And so here we'll make a break, and please go ahead and unmute yourself if you've got a question or a comment, anything that you want to ask. All right.
Yep.
Oh my gosh.
Someone did comment, but I don't think they expressed what the.
I wrote, do you have a question? Please type here. And that was what I wrote in the
Okay,
chat.
gotcha. Yep.
Who can see the messages? Recording is on. Thank you for doing this.
You're so welcome.
And thank you all for joining us. We're so
Yes.
excited. Maybe if you turn the recording off, people will come on.
Yeah, I can do that.
And
We'll end the
ask-
recording here for this session, and then we'll hang out for another minute or two. And if someone has any questions, or if you have any, well, I said, if people wanted, like earlier, like a mini reading, we can offer you something. We can maybe look at where you're resisting life. So
if you want to turn off the recording,
yeah,
and
let me end it right now.
That way, if someone does, thank you.
Yep.
It's so